think anybody saw that one coming. Not only do the Jays come from behind a 6-1 deficit and Kevin Gausman getting shelled in the first inning, but Cavan Biggio, of all people, hitting a 3-run shot in the bottom half of the 8th inning to win it for the Blue Jays 7-6 over the Minnesota Twins. They avoid the sweep, but listen, this could have gone so many different ways in the sense that, let's say the Blue Jays lose this game, right? And they get swept. Now you're going to go on the road for 9 games and you have a day off tomorrow. These games are going to linger. So if you're the Blue Jays, you wanted this game today. But Kevin Gausman, who has been stellar is an understatement this year for this team, it seems against the Minnesota Twins he has trouble. He had the 5-walk game recently in Minnesota. He obviously got shelled today. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jays fans, maybe you can look this up as well. Last year, remember when people thought the reports of Kevin Gausman tipping pitches and he was getting hit all over the place and people were laying off the splitter? And there was one game in particular that was a big story. Wasn't that against the Twins? Could be wrong, but let me know. Anyways, let's break down the game. Kevin Gausman, before he can get an out, is having an awful time. Leadoff double to Edward Julian. Walks Donovan Solano. An RBI double from Alex Kirilloff. Walks Carlos Correa. A 2-run single from Larnach. An RBI single from Royce Lewis. All of this without one out. They scored 4 runs. They had 4-0, and there's nobody out in the first. Then he gets the strikeout and the double play, and that ends it there. And you're thinking, okay, bottom of the first inning, Jays get guys on first and third, less than 2 out. We've seen this story before. Chapman hits a sacrifice fly. In comes Springer. It's 4-1. The Jays answer 1 back, and it's still very early in the game, so you want to chip away at it. Good start there. They don't get any offense really for a while, and then in the top of the 5th inning, Donovan Solano hits his first home run of the year. I got to check how many games that guy's played before I really go correct. That was game number 55 for Donovan Solano, and that was his first home run of the year, and it's off Kevin Gausman. What? And then Royce Lewis is an RBI single. Correa comes in to score. All 6, I believe, are charged to Kevin Gausman. I think the Royce Lewis hit was Thomas Hatch allowing it. I could be wrong, but he had an awful time today, did Kevin Gausman. And it was against the Twins of all teams. But then things start to change a bit, right? Bottom of the 5th inning, 2 on, nobody out. Can't get excited in a 6-1 game, though. A few batters later, Vladdy hits an RBI ground out, right? There was an error, obviously, by Carlos Correa, so that led to Cavan Biggio coming in to score, making it a 6-2 game. Then Matt Chapman gets a hanging breaking ball from Varland, and he dispenses of it into the seats in left center field, barely, but it went out. And it's a 6-4 ball game. Same inning, 2 out. Jays get a couple more base runners, and they get a double steal. You have second and third, 2 out for Kirky. Can't get it done. Next inning, you get 2-1. Can't get it done. And we're like, yeah, we've seen this story before. These fake comebacks, right? In the bottom half of the 8th inning. I mean, it's remarkable. No one expected to see this. But I am not going to say much more other than Kirky leads off with an opposite field single. Santiago Espinal punches one up the middle for a base hit. 2 on, nobody out. Cavan Biggio at the dish. It is a 2-0 count. And if you're if you're any hitter, 2-0 and nowhere to put you, you're the number 9 hitter, you know what you're getting 2-0. It's a fastball. And it's at 95 mile an hour right down Broadway. And Dan Schulman, what did Cavan Biggio do with that?
Launches it. Deep right center field. It's gone!
that you'd expect to get it done, but a 3-run shot for Cavan Biggio. And the Blue Jays climb all the way back from being down 6-1 and having watched your best starter this year get shelled and be taken out after throwing over 100 pitches in 4 2/3. And it looks like you're on the verge of getting swept, and it's just an awful scenario. You come back from a 6-1 deficit and win it on a Cavan Biggio 3-run bomb. Remarkable. Now, Jordan Romano makes us all stressed out in the 9th inning because he throws 5 straight balls to start it, and we're like, let's get a strike in there, pal. And obviously the fly ball was to the warning track for the first out, but then he settled in, got the velocity back up to 98, got Correa out, and ended up getting the ball, striking out 98-mile-an-hour fastball. I think it was Larnack, I think it was. Was it Larnack? I can't remember who it was. A strikeout and end the ball game, 98 down the pipe, but he was looking slider all day. Romano picks up save number 18, and somehow, some way, the Blue Jays win it. It has been a wild series. The Jays had every opportunity given to them in Game 1. They can't take advantage. They lose in extras. Yesterday, kind of the same thing that happened on the reverse side today. Jays have a 3-1 lead going into the 8th inning. They put up a 7 spot, and you lose 11-4. 11-4? 9-4? I think it was 9-4, excuse me. But today, you're down 6-1. You come back and get a game-winning 3-run homer from Cavan Biggio. Baseball is a crazy game, man. It is wild. This is why you go to the ballpark every day. This is why we watch every day, because you never know what you're going to see. Let's get to these team stats, shall we? All right, big fellas. George Springer, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He also walked twice. So going to base 3 of the 5 times that he came. 3 of the 5 times he came to this. Bo Bichette, an 0 for 5 day. Tough one there. Vladdy, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. So a couple knocks for Vladdy. Good job there. Matt Chapman, 1 for 3 with a run scored. 3 RBIs, a home run, and a smashed iPad if you were watching that game. Dalton Varsho had 2 hits. He was 2 for 4 in the ball game, so good to see for Dalton. Kirky had a couple hits, and obviously one of the biggest ones of the game was getting on base in that bottom half of the 8th. 2 for 4 with a run scored for Alejandro Kirk. Espinal 1 for 2 in the game, coming on to pinch hit for Nathan Lucas earlier in the ball game. And Cavan Biggio, the man of the afternoon. 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and the home run. He's only hitting a .186 on the season, but in this moment, who cares? Because he was the hero today. Pitching-wise, Kevin Gausman, as we mentioned, was not great. 4 2/3, 7 hits allowed, 6 runs, all were earned, 4 Ks, and he walked 4. You know what he's excited for? Not seeing the Minnesota Twins again. All right? And Thomas Hatch actually gave you some good outing. You know, even when it was a 6-4 game, they put him back out there because they needed an extra inning out of him. He went an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 3. Did not allow a run. Great job, Thomas Hatch. And Nate Pearson, who is continuing to evolve in that Jays bullpen. 2 innings, 1 hit allowed. It was a double. He ended up getting to third with nobody out. Again, see how crucial these extra runs are. Because if you're the Twins, you're looking at that situation. Sorry, guys. Got a cold here, as you can see probably from the red nose. Trying to bite this thing off here. And they had a guy at third with nobody out. You score that run, that Cavan Biggio home run ties the game. But that's it. And who knows how extra innings go or how the rest of the game pans out. But Pearson strands him there. Does not allow a run to cross. Goes 2 innings, allows 1 hit. Doesn't walk a batter. Strikes out 3. And picks up the win. And is now 4-0 on the year with an ERA of 2.05. He's been remarkable. Jordan Romano, like I mentioned in previous videos, he makes you sweat. Right? Walks the first guy. And then those first 5 balls are balls. Not good. But he gets out of it. Goes an inning. Gets a strikeout. Just a walk. Nothing more. Save number 18 on the season for Jordan Romano and the Blue Jays. Much needed to pick up the victory today. 12 hits total for the Blue Jays, 8 strikeouts. They walked twice. Both were George Springer. And they have the off day tomorrow before they head to Baltimore to take on the Orioles. They have a 9-game stretch now. 3 against the Orioles, which are massive if this team wants to start chipping away at that lead that the Orioles have over the Blue Jays. Then you go to Texas, taking on a really good Rangers team who just lost 2-3 to the Rays. And then you take on the frisky Marlins, who have been insanely good this year. And you have that 9-game stretch before the schedule starts to lighten up. You got to keep going. The 30 games and 31-day stretch is over. You have the off day tomorrow. Enjoy it and come back against Baltimore at Camden Yards and see what they can do. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W today, smack the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. And I will talk to you guys Jays Edition tomorrow night. Tuesday night, game 1 of the 3-game set at Camden Yard against the Orioles. Chris Bassitt, Dean Kramer is the pitching matchup there at 7:05. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the win today. We'll talk to you guys then.